Welcome to ChariotMan Videos. What is going on, everybody? This is ChariotMan Videos, and I'm coming at you with another video. And oh man, what has been circulating the internet these days, man? It's been talked about all over the thread. It's been trending all over the place, and I just had to get my 2 cents in. I was compelled to do it, and it's about the Nintendo Switch not getting third parties. What happened to all the third parties? Everybody's going crazy over the internet about this. And I understand, man, because I was even upset. But these guys is going crazy. You know, I've been seeing videos from SuperMetal Dave talk about this and his opinion about why the third parties ain't coming to the Nintendo Switch, and he's saying that the Switch needs to go out and has a better powerful hardware. They need to go and do something, which I really don't agree at that extent, because the fact the Switch is powerful enough to run every single game. I've seen Nia's videos and she made some good points, but she says that the Switch should merge with the 3DS. I agree on it depends, man, on that storefront. You know, I mean the 3DS should be phased out, but it's crazy. But I'm gonna give my 2 cents in. And that is, where are the games? Where are the third-party games? Why third parties hate the Nintendo Switch? Why do they hate Nintendo? Because every time I turn around, a game like Need for Speed, you ask them, they say, oh, there's no problem to develop for the Switch. There's no problem. It could run the game. Dragon Ball Z, the new one that's coming out next year, 2018, it could run on the Switch. So basically, what's that telling you? The Switch could run every single game. Where's Anthem? That's missing from the Switch. Oh, you see that from the Xbox One. You see all the games being developed, all these third parties, but then the Switch is being tremendously ignored. Where's FIFA? The real FIFA's on the Switch, but you got Madden 2018, you got Live 2018. Where are those games? Where's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? Where's Battlefield? Where's Call of Duty World at War 2? Oh, the Switch can't run it. It can run every single game up here. Where's Star Wars Battlefront 2? That's missing. I mean, damn. South Park. That's missing. There's so many games missing. And I'm going to tell you why this is happening. Now, Ubisoft probably a little closest people to Nintendo. But I'm going to say this. Why do third parties hate? I'm going to go back. And it goes back with the Nintendo NES system. When they used to be kings of the gaming industry, when they used to rule, they had a thing called a seal of quality, but everybody did. And Nintendo used to be very strict. And back then, that's when they had Kamachi. I don't know his first name. I can't pronounce it right now, but that's when Kamachi was running things. He's not alive anymore. Then you had Howard Lincoln. Back then, he was the CEO of Nintendo. And there was some strict son of a guns back then. And they made it hard for third parties to put their games on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Back when the Super Nintendo, they used to put hell on them. Back when the Super Nintendo was out, you had Mortal Kombat, the first one. It was a big controversy over the blood. So I had the Super Nintendo version. I had the Genesis version, but Genesis had the best Mortal Kombat anyway. By the way, you couldn't get the blood on the Super Nintendo version, but the Sega Genesis you could. I know that used to infuriated on Midway and Acclaim and all those guys that used to make the game, and Ed Boon, because they couldn't bring the best version on each platform. But Super Nintendo came to their senses in part 2 and brought the blood. Another thing, it goes back with Sony and Nintendo. When Sony wanted to bring and merge with the Nintendo and create a console. Sony was going to make the DVD portion of the console, because I read about it, and Nintendo was going to be the cartridge. But Nintendo backstabbed Sony and betrayed them and went with Microsoft and let Sony high and dry code. So you know what Sony said? They said they're the future. They are the future, and that's what you see today. So when they brought out the PlayStation, that's easy to develop for. Nintendo 64 was a cartridge. I love the 64, but I sold it for the Resident Evil franchise and got it back. Games like Final Fantasy VII went over to Sony because it was easy to develop for. It was hard to put that whole information on the cartridge. Resident Evil, all that. Eventually they got Resident Evil 2, but a lot of third parties went to Sony. And that's how they won that generation. And that's how they got the most games. And mind you, that was a way weaker console than the 64, but they won. Why? Because they had games. It's not about power. How many times that it has to keep being told. Same thing in the last generation. Dreamcast was an excellent console, but they made some mistakes. The damn GameCube had mini disc. That was only 1.4 gigs of storage. The regular discs was 4.7, the DVDs to bring the games. Even Xbox had it. Even the damn Dreamcast had it. But no, not Nintendo. Nintendo want to be stubborn. That infuriated the developers. They had to work hard. They shouldn't have to work harder. You're supposed to make it most comfortable as possible for these third parties. And that's why they're doing all these things. So now that the fact that PlayStation and Sony and Microsoft is on top, they have the PlayStation 4 Pro. You got the PlayStation 4, the original one. You have the Xbox One. You have the Xbox One S, and you got the Scorpio coming up. And they got big install base. They're gonna have big install base. So you know what the third parties are saying to Nintendo? We don't need y'all. We don't need third parties from Nintendo. We don't want third parties from Nintendo. We don't need y'all. We don't need y'all anymore. You know what? Nintendo. So you're gonna have to beg us to come and make games for you, and that's what Nintendo's gonna have to do. They're gonna have to fork up some cash and bring it to them. They're gonna have to do that in order to get third parties, because you don't want to upset all these consumers that's buying the system. It's hard to buy the Switch now. It's selling out the door. It's selling like crazy, but they can't get it. That's a problem for me. How can a system sell this much but can't get third party support and get ignored by Activision to bring Call of Duty, their best franchises? Yet every single game that they mentioned can run on the Switch. They never said one time I ever heard the game can't run on the Switch. Capcom is going to bring Monster Hunter Worlds to the Xbox One. Out of all people, out of all places, Xbox, Microsoft, they don't sell well in Japan, and Sony, PlayStation. Sony and PlayStation is understandable in PC, but ignore the Switch. But Switch gets a old version. I noticed third parties are bringing old games to the Switch, but they're not bringing their best AAA games. They're getting old ports. This has to end, man. And Nintendo has to step up to the plate and fork over some cash to drive these third parties in. They're gonna have to. They got money. They got about $1 billion in there. They got to do it, because all they're gonna do is upset these third. They're gonna upset their owners. Especially, hey, even me. I'm gonna get upset, but I'm gonna have to get a PlayStation any goddamn way. Because that Spider-Man was great, it's looking good, or Xbox Scorpio. But I want Nintendo to succeed. I want everybody to succeed. And it's not fair. This has never happened in history that third parties ignore a company. And then you hear about Atari's coming back into the genre and making consoles again. I wish it was Sega. Not forget Atari. I want Sega to come back. Oh damn Atari. But besides the fact, I want Nintendo has to do what they got to do to get these third parties. You know. And then Reggie speaks on IGN, and he talks about, we have been very thoughtful in making sure we have a strong conscience of launches that are going to keep our fans engaged, going to drive hardware and continue to propel us forward. Reggie Fees Emmy said, it's certainly, as we think back to Wii U, that's one of the things we didn't do as officially. Yeah, you didn't. And he also explained that trying to make third-party development for the Switch more inviting, and started with a large active install base. So far, Nintendo seemed to be meeting that goal with 2.74 million Switch units sold in less than a month, and the Switch regaining it as the best-selling console in April. Second, from a development tool standpoint, we need to make it easy, and that's why we have the Unreal Engine 4 capable for the Nintendo Switch, and that's why we have a full slate of development tools there for the teams. Reggie Fee said, we're working on those specialized and studio interior game engines. and making sure that developers see a path. It's important. It's very important that these developers see a path. And I know it's easy to develop for the Switch. It's very easy. And here's another thing. He said, here's a quote: "We want every high quality game to have an opportunity to be played on Nintendo Switch." Reggie Fils-Aimé said, Nintendo of America's President and Chief Operating Officer, told IGN in an interview at E3 2017. Every single one, fill in the blank of third-party high-quality game really wanted on Nintendo Switch. The answer is yes. He also said, in addition to maintaining the flow of first-party releases for the Switch, Fils-Aimé said Nintendo wants to supplement that schedule with great third-party games. And he said this E3, Nintendo has already revealed several game collaborations with third-party developers for Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle, The Elder Scrolls Skyrim for the Switch, and cross-platform multiplayer support for Minecraft on Switch. But these are old games, Reggie, come on Switch. Reggie Fils-Aimé said in an interview that there are more third-party games close to being announced for the Switch too. So we want to hope. I want to hope that that's true, because this has to end. This is it. The Wii U, I understand they messed up, but in the beginning, third party was all over the Wii U. This time, it's not like that. But I'm confident that Nintendo's going to do this because the way the game is structured. ARMS is going to sell. Splatoon is another hot hit console. Mario vs. Rabbids Kingdom Battle is shaping up to be a great release, a sleeper hit. Skyrim is a classic. You know, everybody knows that. You got Fire Emblem Warriors coming. You know, and then you got that Mario Odyssey. They bringing that out, so they pushing it. Mario Odyssey supposed to be in the holiday, so they gonna bring it out in October, which is smart, so they can push these sales. So sound off in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. And also, I want to be having great content coming on the way, streaming gaming content for all you guys that stick by me and stick on my channel. I got some great surprises. I got some great things coming. I'm gonna be working hard on that. And I hope you guys enjoy, you know, and have a good day, because I have the first gaming content. I'm gonna have a lot more, especially live. It's gonna be funny. Get some popcorn, because I'm gonna be making y'all laugh. And now I want everybody to have a good day in peace, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay up.